A VUTV alum is hosting an inspiring film premiere.
And the university is paying tribute to a beloved professor.
And we have cooler temperatures on the way.
We have that and more. This edition on 15 News at 5 starts right now. Thank you for joining us on 15 News at 5. I'm Connor Stump.
And I'm Colton Woods.
VUTV is proud to announce that one of our former video editing directors is making a return to campus. Carmen Vincent, a 2020 digital media grad, has produced a local documentary called Teacher of Patience. This film is about a family that has a daughter named Emily, who was born with Down syndrome. Throughout the 30-minute piece, parents Tom and Tina Falter describe their lives to teach others about the ups and downs of life. The Falters hope to share their life lessons to educate others about individuals with disabilities. If you're interested in attending the premiere, it will be on November 16th at 7 p.m. with check-in starting at 6:30. Admission is free and there will be a Q&A session following the premiere. For students, this is a Core and Christ College approved.
Looking to have some fun on Friday? Would you like to have the opportunity for your organization to bond over a team building event? Look no further. The Valparaiso University Research Society is hosting an Org Olympics tomorrow in the community room. The event will be held from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. and will be various events including who can solve a Rubik's Cube or Sudoku puzzle in the quickest time, or who can build the tallest marshmallow tower. Come on out and join the fun. It is free and organizations can sign up at the door.
Wanting to win some awesome prizes such as a gift card to Chick-fil-A, Target, or Taco Bell? Well, you're in luck. The university radio station, WVUR, is hosting a trivia night. You can tune in to 95.1 on your radio or listen throughout BB South, even on the TuneIn app. The question will be asked on our air and answers will be sent to WVUR@valpo.edu. You can have an unlimited amount of players on your team and anyone on your off-campus is allowed to play. The DJ will be set at 6 and the game will start Thursday, November 17th at 7 p.m.
On Sunday night, students got an alert from the Valparaiso University Police Department about a student-reported incident. The student was taking a shower in Guild Hall and an individual held their phone over the shower stall. VUPD reports that the only known information is the subject is believed to be white. VUPD asks if anyone observed a person running from Guild Hall, third floor shower room at approximately 5 p.m. on Sunday. Contact Lieutenant Kevin Garber at 219-464-5430 or leave an anonymous tip at 877-988-8477.
It is with our greatest sadness that we share a business professor has passed away. Annie Marcy Searle, a professor in the College of Business, has passed on Sunday, October 30th, due to the health complications. This came to shock for much of Valpo community, and many members of the faculty, staff, and students have and are still continuing to grieve Searle's loss. Professor Searle became a part of the College of Business in 2019 and was an associate professor of management studies. Searle was a professor that was often advocated for diversity and inclusion around campus. President Padilla made a statement saying, "The numerous students Marcia guided will remember her dedication to fostering a welcoming atmosphere for people of all backgrounds. She will be missed." A celebration of life that was conducted this morning in the Chapel of Resurrection. Searle was 34 and survived by her husband and son, Josh and Liam.
We have 15 Weather's Daniel Murphy in the studio. So Daniel, what's the latest with the forecast?
So we saw warmer temperatures today, but as we go into the night hours and overnight, we are going to see a lot of those temperatures cool down, as today was probably going to be our last day over 70 for the year. Looking at our future radar first, we're seeing that we're not going to see much we're going to see a little bit of rain on Saturday, but nothing much more in the future. And looking at our Veterans Day forecast here for tomorrow, we're seeing a nice 43 degrees tomorrow as well for that. But looking for Saturday, we are going to see your Saturday football at Marist for your Valparaiso Beacons is going to be 68 degrees at 11 a.m. at Leonoff Field. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Daniel. After the break, we will take a look at our national stories, where lots of weather phenomenons are occurring in the U.S.
And an exciting new addition at the Dallas Zoo. Stick with us.
In a world where entertainment is at risk, one man is given a mission, but he is about to face his biggest challenge yet. He will race against the clock and open doors to new possibilities that will save weekends as we know it.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for free movies.
Oh, I'll help you with that.
Just go to movies.valpo.edu. They have all the best movies, including The Hobbit and 22 Jump Street.
Whoa, it's that easy?
It's that easy.
Grab some popcorn, grab some buddies, and watch movies.valpo.edu's great selection.
Almost anywhere you live in the United States, this is a stormy week. Amy Kiley reports. It's a look at the weather.
I actually dropped my ballot in the snow, so I hope it gets counted.
Snow, rain, wind, and a possible hurricane. Those are the hazardous weather conditions sweeping the U.S. A powerful winter storm is heading toward Montana and the Dakotas. It created a snowy election day out west, even as far south as parts of Arizona. But it didn't keep these voters from the polls.
Oh, heck no. Too much is at stake. Way too much.
I didn't drive. My neighbor took me because I think I'll end up in the snowbank.
Floods and wind have been concerns in California. An EF0 tornado damaged this barn just south of Sacramento. Rain has been providing relief from the extreme drought in southern and central California. The problem is such conditions can make runoff dangerous.
Those people prepare and the community comes together and helps them out, and they spend a lot of time and money preparing for rain like this.
Last but not least, the National Hurricane Center says Nicole is heading toward Florida. Forecasters say it could be a wet few days for much of the East Coast. Some lines for gas have been long in Florida as a handful of areas there evacuate.
We're a little bit concerned about it. We're not, stocking up on everything that's in the store.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The threat of a freight railroad train strike has been avoided, at least for now. The third largest railroad union in the U.S. has been prepared to strike as soon as November 20th. A strike by any rail union would shut down America's major freight railroad. That's because all other rail unions would honor the picket lines. But all four major railroad unions announced Wednesday they've agreed to coordinate the date on which they could potentially strike, and that would be early December. Two unions rejected the tentative agreements reached by the railroads in September, mostly over the lack of paid sick time in the contracts. 30% of America's freight moves by rail, so a shutdown could be much more to the economic problems for the U.S. Congress can act to avoid a strike. Lawmakers are due to return from recess next week.
A cute new addition to the Dallas Zoo. A hippopotamus calf was born on October 30th. The little one started swimming and nursing quickly after birth. The zoo says both baby and mom are doing well.
Coming up after the break, Daniel Murphy will have your full forecast.
And we'll take a look at this past week's Valpo sports. Stick with us.
Well, I think that's all we need. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll be in touch.
Okay, this is it. Just shake his hand and walk out with your head held high. Don't mess this up. Thank you. Nailed it. Don't let a bad handshake get in the way of getting the job you want. Find out more at the Career Center.
What is passion? At Valpo, it's something that pours out of us uncontrollably. It's a late night shot of caffeine, cramming for finals, a jam session with friends. It sees deep into space, turns big stuff into small potatoes, floats boats, and floods the senses. Passion is alive, it has a heartbeat, and it lives in you. How do we know? Because at Valpo, passion is who we are.
So as I mentioned today, we had a warmer day today, but as we go into the next couple days, we are going to see that temperature start to cool down, and that's going to be because of some of the cloudy skies ahead, and those cloudy skies might bring some rain and possibly snow. I know, but I'll touch on that in a little bit here. Right now we are at 64 here in Valparaiso, 71 over in Chicago, 69 in Rockford, and 65 all the way down there in Pontiac. And looking at our current temperatures across the area as well, we see that as we go out into the national region, that colder temperatures up there in Billings and Bismarck at 16 degrees, 46 over in Seattle. But all of that is going to start coming towards us here, towards the Chicagoland and Valparaiso area, and we're going to touch on that later again. But we're going to see those temperatures start to cool down. You see that blue start to move in, indicating the darker the blue, the colder the temperature. So Friday morning, we're seeing about 48 degrees. But as we move in again, that just starts to cool down more and more as you move into your Friday afternoon. And as you move into Saturday, we are seeing again 33 degrees at 7:30 in the morning on Saturday. And as we move into the afternoon, 35 again. Very cold temperatures as we move in to the rest of the weekend. But looking at our current radar, we're seeing a lot of storms over there in Iowa, Illinois region, and that's not really going to come over to us. We're going to see a spotty shower here and that, but that's not going to be affecting us much at all. As you can see by our future radar, we're going to see a couple clouds moving in on Saturday morning. We might see a couple showers Saturday morning, but that's not from what I just mentioned. And then as we move into Saturday afternoon, you see the pink and the white indicating some mixed precipitation and snow. That's going to be really dangerous when driving, so be careful driving around Saturday evening as well. And then as we move into Sunday, those clouds might stick around a little bit, but they're going to stay off of there. They're going to kind of get out of there by Sunday afternoon. And into Sunday evening, we are going to see a little more move back into the area, though, as well. Looking at tonight, we are seeing 47 degrees with partly cloudy. And then as we move into tomorrow, we're going to see a high of 49 degrees as we move into tomorrow. Back to you guys.
Yeah, I'm not really ready for the cold. What about you, Connor?
Whew, I mean, I kind of want that snow to get here any earlier. Any excuse to stay inside, please.
That's fair. Thank you, Daniel. After this break, we'll have updates on your Valpo sports.
'Tis the season for NCAA basketball. Both the men's and women's teams opened up their regular season this week on the road. Men's basketball battled a familiar foe as they traveled to Toledo, Ohio to take on the Rockets this past Monday. Graduate transfer Quentin Green and fifth-year senior Kobe King showed out early with a quick 1-2 punch in the opening minutes. But things quickly got out of hand for the Beacons as Toledo scored the next 15 points. Although Green and senior forward Ben Krikke took some bites out of the lead throughout the first half, the Rockets went into halftime with a 26-point lead. Fifth-year senior Nick Edwards and transfer junior Jerome Palm opened the second half firing on all cylinders as the pair tallied 6 points in the first few minutes, and Green continued to lead the charge against the Rockets. The transfer ended the night with the team-high 20 points, 15 of those coming from three-pointers. The men's will look for redemption this Sunday at the Arc at 4 p.m. where they will welcome Western Michigan into the Vale of Paradise. The women found much more success this past Monday as the Beacons traveled to Mount Pleasant, Michigan to take on the Central Michigan Chippewas. Freshman guard Ali Saunders made her debut in a Valpo uniform a memorable one, notching 10 points and hitting 5 for 6 from the charity stripe. The Beacons came out swinging early, starting off down by 7 and finishing the quarter up by 2. After 2 quarters, Valpo went into halftime with a 33-32 advantage. The Beacons wound up winning the game 61-64, but it was junior guard forward Leah Ernest that stood out from the rest of the pack for either team. She notched her third ever double-double in her career, collecting 20 points and 10 rebounds. On top of that, the Wisconsin-born junior shot 50% on her three-point attempts and dominated the paint, mustering up 8 defensive rebounds as well. The women will return her home to the Arc on Saturday in their quest for regular season glory as they take on Southern Mississippi at noon. You can tune into ESPN Plus for the broadcast or ValpoAthletics.com for live updates. It's the home stretch for Valpo Volleyball as they seek to end the regular season with 3 conference wins at the Arc starting this weekend after ending their travels with a win at Belmont and a loss at Murray State. The Beacons are tied for 5th place in the Missouri Valley Conference standings. One more win would officially clinch a berth in the postseason and help Valpo move to 4th in the standings, allowing the Beacons a bye in the opening round of the playoffs. The streak of home games opens against Bradley on Friday night at 6 p.m. and Illinois State on Saturday night at 5 p.m., with the matchup against the Redbirds being senior night. Both games will be broadcast on ESPN3. There is a lot to look forward to in the world of Valpo athletics, so make sure to come out to the Arc, support your seniors, and cheer on the Beacons. Go Valpo!
I mean, I was watching both those games. I'm so excited for basketball season. I mean, Leah, she scored so many points. She's going to be the leading scorer for the women's. That's what I'm calling this year.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm super excited to watch the basketball team play this weekend and also volleyball as that starts to wrap up as well.
You got men's on Sunday. You got women's on Saturday. It's a barbecue chicken alert weekend.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great way to
For sure. Coming up, Daniel Murphy will have a final look at your 7-day forecast.
Taking a look at our 7-day here, we are seeing that tomorrow we're going to see a high of 49, like I mentioned before, but those temperatures start to creep back down into the high 30s, but we're going to see the temperatures stay around the high 30s, low 40s as we get into the rest of the week, with that small chance of snow on Saturday, sadly. But overall, we're going to see clear skies after that, hopefully, and with temperatures staying around the 40s, so make sure you have that jacket out.
Thanks, Daniel. Hey, I have a question for you. This one came in from a viewer. What is your favorite food to eat during Thanksgiving dinner?
You know, I would have to say turkey. It's the basic one, but it's just so good, and yeah, it makes you tired in that, but it's very worth it. It's such a good Thanksgiving food. So what about you?
Daniel? I would say mashed potatoes and gravy. That's another basic one, but it's pretty good. What about you, Connor?
Daniel, I'm going to have to disagree with you. Ham is the superior meat in my opinion. I'm all ham for Thanksgiving. John?
I can't believe stuffing wasn't mentioned. You can't leave out stuffing.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any other questions for us, send it out our way on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and we might answer it. You can send us screenshots or forms, questions you have asked or questions that you have yourself.
From all of us at VUTV, thank you for joining us this evening, and we'll see you next week on 15 News.